What's going on with our AI traffic? Do we have any leads from AI yet? What about revenue? Do we have revenue from AI yet? What's going on with those optimization things we're doing with our AI? Is that working yet? Have you heard that? I know I've heard that. I know my students have heard that. So what do we do? Like maybe by now you've actually set up the GA4 custom channel group that allows you to see and group all of your AI traffic together. But you did that, and now you're like, well, what do I do now, Julie? Well, good news. We're going to talk about that in this particular video of like, now that you have your custom channel group, what do you do? But then you might be like, hey, Julie, I didn't actually set that up yet. What do I do? Don't worry, we've got you. This actually works for if you have set it up and for those of you that have not. So let's go ahead and jump in and get started. All right, so we are here in the side of Google Analytics 4, and we're going to start here just in case you may have not set this up or you just kind of need a refresher of what you did. So we are actually here inside of our channel groups under data display, and I actually have two here. And just so you know, as you can kind of see, there's only 3 that you can do. So I did this for our own selves, and then we taught it about a month later. So that's why we have 2. But just as a quick refresher, what you probably did is you went through here and you created a channel. And then what you did is you moved to make sure your channel was above referral. Those are your 2 steps. Well, how did you make your channel? Well, you went through here and you labeled it something that makes sense to you. And the consensus across all the experts is basically saying, hey, don't just do just AI, because that the letters A and I can be in lots of different words. So possibly use AI/LLM or AI/something. But that way it doesn't get confuzzled with some other words. So what we have with our channel conditions. So when you first set this up, if you were one of these superstars that set this up right away in the end of 2025 or beginning of 2026, this might have been really short for you, meaning you might have only had a few things to put in here. However, now there are over 50 different things that could come into GA4 that is AI traffic. And so if you're like, ooh, I don't have all those things. Well, the cool thing is, guess what? All you have to do is update it and then give it some time, maybe a couple of hours, and then your reports will reflect that. So yay, that is great. So just as a quick reminder, again, you just go through and adjust those, make sure it's above referral, so that way referral traffic doesn't steal your AI traffic, and then all is good. And I do want to make a quick note here in just a moment. I'm going to address something where you might be like, what if you don't have permission to create a channel group? What do you do? Well, the other thing that I'm going to show you here in just a moment, the other way, or if you haven't created this, works for you too. So just one moment, we're going to show where these things will live once you've created them. And we're going to go over to our reports. And then we actually, while we were going through and teaching this in another course, we were showing how you can go through and create all of these custom reports inside of here. But if you don't already have custom reports where it kind of basically tells you all your main questions and how to do, what's going on, you probably will go into your traffic acquisition. And by default, it's probably looking at your default channel group. We did not change ours because we teach a lot and we wanted to show the default, but you just go through here and choose one of the 2 that we have, and you can go through here. Now again, remember the questions that we have. How is our AI traffic doing? What kind of leads, what kind of sales, blah, 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 all those things. Well, what you can do inside of GA4 is very easily just kind of uncheck that guy, and then you can go through and check that one. And then you say, plot the rows. Now what it's going to do is have the handy dandy little chart right up here. I sometimes like to say, hey, show me week or months, just because that's a lot of ups and downs. And so overall we can see, actually, let's do month and just see what happens. So we can see for the month of January, February, trending up a little bit. April kind of dipped down with our AI traffic, but May actually was an increase. Now June, we're just in the first we're only on June 8th. So we're not quite here yet. So that would make sense that there's such a big dip, but May, we're looking great. And then what is that about that big question we're talking about too? Leads and sales. Well, because of this built-in report, we're going to scoochie over and we can actually see, hey, there actually is some revenue tied to our AI traffic, which is fantastic. Then you could go through if your key events, if you want to see purchase, generate lead, and whatnot. Let's see if that actually pops up. I honestly don't know this one. So it looks like we've actually had 10 leads from that. Purchases, it looks like that might be 2, depending on what they purchased. Hey, it was actually 2. So there you go. So for our date range, basically the year to date, that's what we've had for that particular traffic. Now we look at the sessions that we've had, it's only about 572. Now you might be like, well, I want to compare what each of these traffic sources, all this direct and all these other things, what are they doing compared to what my other traffic's doing? Like, what is the session conversion rate? You can do all this inside here. There's a lot of great things that you can go through and analyze inside of GA4 that allows you to kind of see what's going on. But maybe you don't really want to have to teach your client how to use GA4. You want to create them a dashboard. Fantastic. I love that idea. So if you have created your custom channel group, what you're going to do is you're going to go over into your data studio. You're going to hear me get those two mixed up, Data Studio and Looker Studio, because it's still newly changed back to Data Studio. But you have your little table here. It's just a brand new thing. I just connected our data source, and all I did was go through and search for the name that we put here. The same exact name, the same exact name that we're doing here is the same name that you're going to search for in Data Studio. And so we're gonna actually, you can just see that I already typed it in here. Like a cooking show, it's already ready for us. And so then if you really like this report here, where you have all of these thingy things, like the sessions, engagement rates, or engaged sessions, engagement rate, you can go through very easily and type in sessions. Then you're going to have engagement rate. And you can go through each one of those different ones and add it to your chart as well. And then if you are not familiar with Data Studio, that is okay. We actually have a template for you to be able to use as well. And so the cool part about this template is that you have this little guy right here that allows you to go through and filter, like this AI channel grouping. I just want to see my AI traffic. Ta-da! There we go. And now we're going to filter to only see the AI traffic. So when we were going through the course we were talking about like all the main questions that someone might have, like what page are they starting on? Where is the revenue? And what pages are they seeing? What else are they doing? What tech are they using? That type of stuff. So as we're going through the course and thinking through those questions, we built our template to answer the same questions. So what page do they land on, or AKA what page do they start on, is a little bit more layman's terms. Then we're going to talk about hey, what do they view? So this right here tells us what page they start on, like maybe what blogs or what things are getting that AI traffic. Then what other pages do they view? If it's not the first page, maybe the second or third page, or whatever pages that they might be engaging with. And then speaking of engagement, what are they doing? What are the users doing on the page that you may be interested in? So the template has all of the events that you have, the key events, and any sort of transactions that are associated to the AI. And then one of my favorites, if you already have scroll set up, like through Google Tag Manager, or maybe you custom coded it so it actually grabs 10, 25, 50, 75, 90, or whatever percentages that you want, it's going to show up in here. So this little blank guy right here technically means everyone who saw the page. And then we come down through and see, okay, 90%, or to get to 90%, only 15.32% got to that. So of all of the people that saw the page that is AI traffic, 15.32% scrolled to 90%. Now, if that was important to us, like maybe I filtered by a sales page and I knew the CTA was at 90%, that would be really important to me, because then guess what I could do? I could go back up and use the handy dandy little filter and say, well, what does my direct traffic do? Because as you may or may not have already heard, direct traffic, if you don't label your AI traffic correctly or group your AI traffic directly, it's going to show up in direct. And even if you do that, there's still a lot of AI traffic indirect. So we can go through here, but also direct traffic could be untagged emails. It could be people knowing your brand and just jumping straight to your site. Or it could be just a naked email wandering around, streaking somewhere that you don't know where they're coming from. So I like to compare to direct. And look at here. So the AI traffic is scrolling to 90%, almost twice as much with this traffic. So obviously it's a whole lot more people. So we don't know if AI would, once they had that many, would it scale the same way? We don't know, but it's just a good way to kind of compare to another traffic source. So you could go through, and then we also have what users are using, and this is where you can go through. I wanted this one on our dashboard just because for us, for our teaching, for our students, we have a lot of desktop traffic, and I was really kind of curious because we all know when we're doing AI stuff, we're like on our phone and we're typing and everything, and we're trying to like answer questions, we're doing work on the phone. I was kind of curious if it changed from other traffic sources. Did AI change to be predominantly more mobile? And the answer was no. You guys aren't searching for us on mobile, but that's okay. You might actually have a bit of a difference, possibly, with your traffic from one device to the other. And that could definitely be some eye-opening things where if you're like, ooh, we actually do have a lot more mobile traffic from AI, mobile traffic from AI traffic. That was a little bit trippy to say. So that means you might want to prioritize optimizing your mobile or doing something else, making sure it works correctly, or, making sure you're checking those heat maps a little bit more often. There's lots of different things you could do. And so I'm going to kind of scroll back up. All right, we're going to get off of that. We're going to come over here and just reset all of those things here. Now, to answer the question, hey, Julie, I didn't already set up my GA4 custom channel group, or I just set it up and now I'm waiting on the data collect. What do? I have a client meeting in about 15 minutes. I need to be able to show them this. Well, good news. I'll show you how to get to this template in just a hot sec. What you're going to do is create something called a case statement. So if I come over here to this properties, bring back the data. That's the thing I want to say. You're going to come over here and add a field. And I'm actually just going to show you the field that I've already created, and you'll get this too. So remember when I said how there's lots of different things inside of your statement, whatever it is you're going to give GA4, and then there's now 50. This is, I want to show you what it looks like. Isn't that crazy? That's the logic to group everything together. And just as a disclaimer, I encourage you to make sure that you go through and review this to make sure for you, your client, your situation, that there isn't anything that's going to accidentally group it as AI. So maybe you have something that's, learnsnapchat.com. You might want to make sure that you don't accidentally put that into something else. So just there, you are smart, you know what to do. Grab this, go put it into AI and give it all the different domains that you have. Like, hey, is this going to accidentally put one of my traffics or one of my main affiliate traffics into AI traffic? You know how to do that. And if you don't, hit us up into MeasureU, drop a comment, we'll help you figure that out. So you're going to have this case statement, and then that's all you're going to do. And for the template is technically set up for this case statement. The reason why is because just 2 months ago when we were teaching this, when you used your custom channel group from GA4, everything broke. Like the only thing you could get was views, maybe sessions, but as soon as you started adding any of these other things, the whole thing broke. We're like, well, crap, how do we teach it? So that's when we created the case statement. But the cool thing about the case statement is that if you only have, when I was talking about the access, if you only have view access, so not admin access or a higher access level, if you only have view access and you cannot create a custom channel group, you can still do this. You can still create a, get access. If you have view, you can still create a dashboard with their data. I actually practiced to make sure, using my own personal email to make sure I would be able to create this exact dashboard. And guess what? You absolutely can. And you can create this case statement. You can build this dashboard and all that, which I think would be really cool for prospects too. Like if you get talking to a prospect, you say, hey, can I have your J4? Just give me read access. And you can kind of go through and you can see opportunities. You can definitely see like, holy moly, they're getting all kind of traffic here. You can compare. You can add it to another type of template dashboard that you have. So just take it what you want. So if you want this template and to be able to see exactly what to do to build this case statement along with that really, really long case statement, if you want that whole thing, whole enchilada, as we like to say sometimes down here in the South, you want that whole bad boy, don't worry, we have it covered for you. Just type in the comments below AI channel guide. You can do it as all three words, AI channel guide, and we will send this over to you for free. We created it just for you to be able to do this, and you just go through the steps. I believe it is beautiful. I love it. And yes, in case you're wondering, I did use ChatGPT to help me create the images. Fantastic tool to be able to utilize with the images and everything. So I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, definitely hit us up below in the comments as well. If you're already inside of MeasureU, love to hear from you. You can send me a message. I'd love to be able to help you figure this out. So we'll see you next time.